Alright, BobalosRex here, and I'm on the PTR. Now, I wanted to show off some Transmog stuff that is coming in 11.0.5. So let's get into it. So you already know, Revamp Tier 2 is here. We got Death Knight, looking good. Demon Hunter, looking good. I mean, everyone's gonna have their own opinion. Druid looking good. Evoker. Hunter. Mage. I don't know if they've been adjusting how some of this stuff is linked, but they do look great, in my opinion. We got Priest. And then they finally got Rogan, and it's looking good now with the hood, how it is. I actually really like what they did with the hood. And on my on a Blood Elf now, I'm like, yeah, I like it. I like it. I do think the older version's legs, I like how red the older version's legs are compared to the newer version, but that looks good to me. I could go on about this tier, these tiers, sets. We got Shaman, we got Warlock looking good, and we got Warrior. I love that we got capes now with these. So there are some other sets. There are other sets, FYI, if y'all didn't know. There's the data mine sets. You can check those out on Wowhead. I can't really look at those. I try to look at only sets that are on the in the PTR, because those are more likely to show up like immediately. But they can always add shop stuff, and then there's like maybe I think the Sylvanas set is going to be on the trading post. But they also look. Remember when they added the Mop remix sets here? They've added some sets for Burning Crusade and Wrath. So let's look at these sets real quick. So they added Burning Crusade Dungeon. Okay, now there's the dungeon set here, which would have come from Burning Crusade Dungeons, of course. But then they also have this Reputation Vendor version. I guess you can buy these from the reps. But then they have this. Look. Timewalking Vendor. So they did say that the Timewalking Vendors are getting new items. It looks like they're getting a whole set. Along with the mount on the vendor. But the Wrath of the Lich King vendor isn't active yet. And the Burning Crusade vendor isn't active yet here. Only the classic one. And I already looked at those items. You can see the first look. I may do a specific video, but yeah. We got the new Timewalking set. I think this is probably going to come from the vendor. And as you can see, I already got some pieces from stuff. But I think this is going to come from the vendor. The updated vendor. And then you have Wrath of the Lich King, which just says PvP. This says Wrath of the Lich King PvP. So I think they're going to add the actual PvP sets. But that's weird because there are already Wrath PvP. I think this is just going to be the vendor set. And it's going to change. This name is going to change, possibly. But this is going to be on the new Wrath vendor. And now let's look at the different armor types real quick. So let's just hit up Druid. So as you can see for Druid, there's Burning Crusade, Timewalking, Dungeons, and then it would be Wrath of the Lich King PvP. It looks like it's the same for armor types. So I am correct about that assumption. Okay, and then here's the Burning Crusade one. So there's the dungeon set. I already got it actually. So that's just from the dungeon. Then here's the Rep Vendor set, which is this red. I don't know if you can get this now. You may be able to get this now. And then this one will be the new one, which will come from the Burning Crusade Timewalking vendor there in Shatrath. And then here is the... Oh, there's 2 for plate. Maybe we're getting a couple of sets. So here's one of the plate sets. And then here's another. Okay, so this is the recolor of the DK set. This is good. I like that they're adding these extra sets. Hopefully they can fill in the lookalike so it's easier for non-add-on users to use these sets in Transmog. Because it's a lot easier to use a whole set and then change things. And it's nice when we got these sets in here. For me personally. Okay, Paladin is the same. Okay, let's go to Hunter. So we're looking at male. Okay, so they got this is the dungeon version. This is the one you can probably get right now. Here's the red reputation vendor one. And then here's the new Timewalking. It's a brown, it looks like. Alright, Boulder Fist Mystic. Alright. And then what do we got for the Wrath? Alright, it's an interesting set. Runehilder Scout. But there you go. It's a new male set. Something to collect, you know, for collectors. Sorry, I should have got that out the way sooner. Alright, and then... Okay, Cloth has 2 sets too. So here's the dungeon set. Here's the reputation set. So yeah, we may be getting a couple colors per armor type. Work in progress. Here's a nice purple. This one says dungeon, so can we get this now? Okay, some of this is now. Alright, and then the new Time Walker. Ooh! And it's got the halo. That's a nice color. That's a color that can work with. I'm always for recolors, because it's hard to match stuff in WoW, and then when we get more of these different colors, it makes it a little bit easier, since we can't dye armors. And then Shadow Moon, there's the Trial of Style version. There's the Reputation Vendor version. There's the Dungeon version, which you can get now. These 3 you can get now, and then here's the new one. Oh. It's something. It's definitely... These are vintage looks. But sometimes we want to go vintage. You know? Sometimes people want to go vintage. Go nostalgic. Alright, and then here's the Wrath. This coloring could work. This coloring could work. Alright. Again, we don't have a source. I'm just assuming these look to be recolors for sets to put on the Timewalking vendor. Still unconfirmed, but it's something I found on the PTR, and it's about Transmog. But there's something even better. Guess what? I did Molten Core on my mage, and look. You can get the Transmog! Class Mog Lock is done. It's done. And then hopefully... Here, did I pull up the page? I did. And then hopefully... they stick to... And hopefully they stick to what this post said, and we should see them add the retroactive quest armors. So lore masters rejoice. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.